So I'm sitting with Rick Boats, who is the president and CEO of Unitech Construction, British Columbia. Chances are, if you drive by an RCMP building or a school or a college or a hospital, Unitech has built it as a construction manager. Rick and I have known each other for 20 years. We implemented EOS worldwide into his company about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And
Yep.
So 135 employees and this huge change in terms of the business landscape in the last 6 weeks. How have you guys dealt with it?
We're going full blast. We were quite lucky in that we'd moved all of our data into the cloud ahead of that, about 6 months ago. So everybody's used to that. We had already set all our people up with laptops because a lot of our project managers travel in and outside the office, and we've given them access to our resources in the cloud. When all of this started to happen, we bought a few more VPN licenses for the little bit of stuff that is not cloud accessible, and we had to get into our servers to do that for. So we have 100% capability for everybody to work from home, but we have 28 in our office and the rest in the field, and I basically mandated that senior management would be working out of the office because we had a couple of our field people say, well, you guys are hunkering down at home, why are we expendable where you want us to go out and risk our lives by going back to work? And I had to explain to them that our government has declared construction a essential service, and that in order to continue to operate as mandated by the government, we have to work within WCB rules, and that requires that we have physical presence on site from our management people if any other worker is on site. So, and then the other thing I did is I simply mandated that I was the only one in our company that was permitted to forward any COVID-19 information to anyone else in the company. And then we restrict our communications on COVID-19 to those things that are officially posted on the British Columbia Center for Disease Control site or on our workers' compensation site. And we deal only with those things and none of the other crazy stuff that you hear on the internet, see on the internet all day, every day.
That's great. That's great to have it come from one voice. One of the things I found really, pivot is the big word in the last 6 weeks. How you guys pivoted to what most people would complain about in safety, and sort of use that safety to make sure that everybody understood that Unitech was the safest place to work.
Yeah, we took the point of view that, well, first of all, I took the point of view that we have 135 families that depend on paychecks from Unitech. So that's the thing that we need to protect the most. It's our people's time and talent that we sell. That's it. So we need to protect that. We need to make sure that they're able to feed their families and keep moving forward. So then to be able to do that and to have everybody safe, we decided that we wanted to make our sites the safest sites out there. So we've gone over the top in regard to safety, and we've publicized that not only internally in our company, but also to all of our trade and consultant partners, everybody that we work with and all of our project teams. And it is definitely paying benefits. We've had trades and consultants send us emails after they've been out to one of our sites to say, look, we really appreciate that you guys are taking this seriously and are doing everything you can for safety, because we go to lots of other sites and they're just not doing anything, and we're fearful going there. Mm-hmm. My view of it is make everybody feel as safe as possible to be, and then we will attract whatever limited labor there is when everybody is suffering, people not showing up because of either a fear or because they're self-isolating or because they have allergies and they're not sure if it's COVID and all of those things. So, and it has been paying benefits so far. We are we are now tracking what we're referring to as % of normal pace on each one of our projects to see what is happening, and if we see the percentage dropping, then we go see why and try to get everybody comfortable and back to work.
So I talk to about 50 business owners a month, and exclusively business owners. And, I think 3 of them have had breakdowns. So, your board expects you to have the answers. Your management team expects you to have the answers. The banks, your customers, your suppliers, in a time where there has been no certainty and nobody has the answers, right? How have you handled that? And what's your advice to other business owners?
I mean, it's a tough one. As the head of the company, you have to be the one that everybody looks to and leans on, and that has its own challenges. You cannot show fear. You can show concern. You can show empathy, all of those things, but you can't turtle. Being the one that stands up and is trying to calm everybody down and keep things rational, it can get wearing, and I think you have to pay attention to that. For me, after 3.5 or 4 weeks of doing that and getting it to the point where everything is under control and we had a good path forward and everybody's pretty much calmed down, that's when I fall apart. That's when when you get all the problems solved, and then that's when it falls down on you. So you gotta pay attention and get some exercise. Go for a bike ride. Go for a walk. Ignore the park being closed and go for a walk on the beach. Do something like that to get your head back in the game.
Right on. Well, good job. And EOS, has that helped you?
Oh, EOS has been unbelievable. The discuss the issues and come up with the solutions and move it forward as a team with your senior management people has been invaluable. It's also the spot where the rest of the senior management team gets to air their fears, and then we come out with a united approach and responses to the most commonly asked questions that are going to be the same from each of us, depending on who asks or what's asked.
Yeah. So basically, you don't need to have the answers, right? It's just more important that you all come across as a united front when you do come up with a strategy.
That's right. I mean, not everybody's going to have the answer to every question, but at least if you respond in the same vein, if everybody's reaching for the same playbook, it's a lot easier.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, Rick. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin.
Have a good weekend.
You too.